Hey, so I wanted to come on and share some really, really important messages that have been coming through all morning. So yesterday, we had crazy energy. It's probably one of my least favorite kind of energy days, and that's where we had a lot of solar flares and a lot of solar wind. So you may be getting, it took me a really long time on my ascension journey to realize that I was sensitive to the astral weather, like really sensitive to it. So maybe you're just starting to notice that and understand that. But yesterday we had a lot of solar flares, like I think like over 20 solar flares, which is literally the sun kind of just having these little explosions, like these, it's like a massive amount of energy builds up and boom, there's these like little explosions that come off of the sun. And of course, you're not going to see it. Well, here in Ontario, we're not seeing the sun anyways. Maybe today, fingers crossed. But we will feel it. We feel that it's excess energy. It's an excess amount of energy. And so it can leave you feeling kind of spacey. For me, it's like the dizziness, that kind of like out of body, in body, out of body feeling happens. So feeling very ungrounded. Sometimes migraines can come in with it, or headaches can come with it. Ringing in the ears, that constant ringing. That's different than tinnitus, though. It's just the ringing in the ears. And then just a general feeling of like nervousness or instability, right? Like all of that. And so normally on a day like that, I can get really into my head about the symptoms, about the ascension symptoms. And so part of the stuff that I'm working on now is, doing my best to get out of fear, to release the fear, to, step into the purpose of it. And so when I went to sleep last night, my conversation with Creator before I went to sleep, I asked to know the purpose of that, as to, what's the purpose of how I feel the solar flares so strong. Like what's not everybody feels them, right? Like my husband never feels any of it. My kids don't feel, they don't feel that. Most people I know don't feel it. So why do some of us feel some things like that so strongly and so physically? Like it's a real physical thing, right? Like it's doing physical things to our bodies. And why do some people not? Like, so if that's happening to me and I'm feeling it, what's the purpose of it? Like, because I can tell you something, if Spirit has shown me one thing through, all of the readings that I've done, it's that there's purpose to everything. There's like no randomness to anything. Everything has a purpose. And so I asked Creator last night, show me the purpose. Tell me what the purpose is. Give me some guidance on this. Because here's the thing. I want to stop getting stuck in thinking, worrying, trying to fix, trying to control, trying to change things that I don't like or that are uncomfortable. Also part of my ascension journey. So this morning when I woke up, I was given so much stuff in the dream state as well. And it's okay if you don't remember everything in the dream state, because everything that you need to know will come through. Everything that your subconscious mind needs to carry on and that is helpful, it will carry it on, whether you remember it in your conscious mind or not. So here's what I was shown, and I know that this is going to be beneficial for you as well. So here's the thing. We are all working on our ascension, and that's another thing too. We talk about the word ascension sometimes, or we hear the word ascended, right? Ascended masters. And when you feel into it, I don't think I've ever done this before, but when you feel into those words, I just got this clarity this morning of like what the simplest understanding of it is. It's that we are leaving things behind. So that if we are ascending, we are ascending up through stuff. We're leaving stuff behind. If we're going through the ascension process, that means that we're going through all of these obstacles, all of these challenges, all of this suffering for the purpose of leaving it behind, though. So ascension, rising above, rising through it. So they showed that to me clearly. So maybe from now on, when you see ascension or you think, oh, I'm ascending, or this is ascension symptoms, you'll have an understanding, a clarity of the purpose of it. It's to leave it behind. It's to leave stuff behind. Okay. So they showed me really interesting, and I like when I get shown, analogies like this. So we are all working on our stuff. We're all trying to, figure this out. We're trying to heal. We're trying to, lots of generational traumas coming up, lots of wounds, lots of everything, you name it. We're trying to better ourselves, right? Most of us are, some of us are. But what we're doing is we're trying to do it all through the same lens that it was created through. So they showed me literally, when you're in the eye doctor and you go to the eye doctor and you're getting an eye exam done, and they put, the things on your face, and they have you looking across, at the letters and the pictures, and they say to you, okay, I'm going to put this one on. Tell me, is it worse or better? And you hear click, click, and these different lenses come through. And all of a sudden, either the picture that you're looking at on the wall gets better or it gets worse, right? Sometimes they'll try another lens, click, click, and you kind of can see things, but you kind of can't. And here's what they showed me. The purpose of the solar flares, that and excess energy coming off of the sun, for some of us, anyways, it's like laser therapy for our lenses. So it's a big blast of energy that comes through. It's meant to help us release and clear, right? The ascension, the ascending, right? It's meant to loosen things up and change things so that we can leave them, so we can drop them off and leave them. But it's also to help change our lens of the way we see things. And that's what's happening. That lens change is happening. And this was interesting because you guys know I talk about this lots, and I know I hear a lot of you guys talk about it too, about the dizziness. I hate the dizziness. It's the worst thing ever. It's my kryptonite. I hate feeling dizzy. It scares me. It instantly puts me into fear mode. And what they showed me was, it's like, when you get a new pair of glasses, right? And you put on the glasses and you're walking and you feel kind of dizzy, right? You feel, if you're ever, I can remember as a kid getting my very first pair of glasses, which I really didn't need. I got them because my cousin had glasses and I wanted glasses. But anyways, you have the glasses, and I can remember walking up the stairs, and it was like, ooh, the stairs were like moving. It was that dizzy feeling that came in. And as a kid, I didn't hold a lot of fear, so I did not hang on to it. I didn't go, oh my God, what's wrong? What's wrong with these glasses? Something's wrong with my brain. Something's wrong with that. I didn't do that. So what they showed me was that we get these new glasses with a new lens, and sometimes there's that adjusting period where that dizziness comes in, or maybe the headaches or the migraines. But the purpose is that we have a new lens so that we can see things differently. And it's through seeing things differently that we are able to navigate through our experiences, through our challenges, through our life lessons in a better, more ascended way. Does that make sense to you guys? Is that you guys following me along with this? So here's the thing. This past year for me has been, and I mean, I've been on my ascension journey actively aware of it, since 2010. That's kind of like really when my world kind of cracked open. So it's been a long time. But this past year, I can tell you, it's been nonstop, life lesson after life lesson after life lesson. And there's some things that are just not shifting, have not been shifting in the way that I would like them to shift, or as quickly as I would like them to shift. And this is probably in part because I have been using the same lens to go through it, to see it, right? So if I have my regular lens on, my regular, glasses that I've been using for X amount of years, and these particular lenses, when I look through them, I see things in kind of a little bit of a judgmenty way. I see things in a fearful way. I see things in maybe a not very faithful way. If I continue to try and get through my life lessons with those lenses on, I'm going to be doing these lessons forever. And I think that, when they talk about purgatory, I think that's purgatory, doing the same life lessons over and over and over again. But what Creator does is Creator shakes up the energy on the sun so that those solar flares and the solar winds can come through in big, high energy, massive amounts of energy that are, if it came directly through us, we would just implode. We would just explode. So instead, we just get like the shock waves of the solar flares that come through, and it changes our lens. It upgrades our lens. Now, here's the tricky part, because you would think, oh, great. So every time these solar flares come through and I feel dizzy and I feel ascension symptoms, I'm getting an upgrade on my lens. And then so my lenses I should have like 20/20 vision by now, right? I should be seeing everything perfectly. Well, here's the thing. Sometimes we take our glasses off completely, right? Sometimes that happens. And then sometimes, just through our life challenges and our ego, our pain body, right? That energy that comes through, sometimes that stuff, those energies leave scratches on our lenses. And then we're back to seeing some of the things kind of in the same way we had been, through fear, through judgment, through lack of faith, right? All of those things that kind of make our ascension process harder. And then another geostorm comes in, another solar flare comes in, another Schumann spike comes in, and we get the upgrade on the lens again. And sometimes some of us actually keep those lenses, and we, that's when we get, the clarity, and we get the inspiration, and we feel the love and the joy and the bliss and the guidance. We feel all of that. That's when we have the clear lenses on. That's when we have the good lenses on. So here's the thing we have to remind ourselves of, again, because they're saying to me right now, ascension process. So remember, this is not a destination. We're not going, there's not a magic pill that you take and then you're in a magic land. There's no brand, new earth that's coming that's going to save you. It's all happening from within. We are the creators. We're creators through the Creator. So it's all happening within. So what they're saying to me, and I love the way that they gave this to me, is that when we have the lenses on that have the scratches, right? When we're not seeing things clearly, we can ask our higher selves, what would the ascended version of me do? How would the ascended version of me react to this? or